Hi, my name is Romy. Welcome or welcome back to Start Pages. So today I'm going to be reviewing Nightstrider by Sophia Slade. So first off, let's talk about the synopsis. So the official synopsis says, Ren is a nightmare, a deadly manifestation of the frightening dreams of humans. She is forever bound to the insidious Para Warwick, the only night creature who can cross the boundary between the dream and waking realms. When she fails to retrieve information on a weapon that could finally end Warwick's reign and is severely punished, she makes a snap decision to aid the growing rebellion in finding it. Here she meets Alaric, another nightmare hell-bent on atoning for his sins. Though wildly suspicious of one another, they form a tentative pact to take down Warwick once and for all. The waking world is no better off. Prince Cain Fallon, Warwick's ignorant human son, prepares to wed Isla Enevoldson, the young queen from a neighboring kingdom. But Isla is more than she seems. She's a weaver, a protector of the ancient boundary that separates the realms, and she has lost a precious weapon entrusted to her. She will do anything to retrieve it, including agreeing to an engagement with the son of her sworn enemy. When Cain catches Isla opening a portal to the dream realm and follows her through, he finds himself in a universe stranger than he could have imagined, where his father is more monstrous than he could have fathomed. Their destinies collide with those of the two lethal nightmares, and they are forced to band together to stop the vicious dictator and prevent the fabric of reality from unraveling. Okay, so I gave Nightstrider 5 stars, which is very good for me personally because I have been anticipating Nightstrider for a very long time, and it would have been devastating. It would have been devastating if I gave this less than 5 stars. To start off, I want to make a note of how fascinating I find the idea of the dream realm and the way the actual dream realm itself was written to be. The idea that every dream or nightmare births a new creature in the dream realm seems really interesting to me. If I'm looking down, I'm looking at my script, sorry, because I don't want to go on a tangent. Because I love this book so much, and the more I love a book, the more incoherent I become, so sometimes I have to write it down. I don't know if the idea is entirely original or if there are other books with a similar idea, so if you have any recommendations, please let me know. So the idea of the dream realm was interesting to me, but that wasn't the only reason I came out loving it so much, but rather how well it was done, like Sophia Slade's writing itself. I love that so much. While we didn't get an abundance of information on the world itself, like the landscape, the scenery, the setting itself, and I do hope we get to know more about the landscape in coming books, what we did get about the location, yes, but particularly about the different creatures in the dream realm, captured my heart and my whimsy so much that as soon as I finished the book, I wanted to immediately reread it. Let's talk about the characters. First of all, my bisexual queen, Ren. I love Ren with my whole heart. I love badass women that are written well in general, but something about Ren immediately connected me to her. I just love a bad bitch, you know. The way Sophia Slade wrote Ren was really amazing to me. Every different facet of Ren felt real. All of her emotions, her thought processes, her feelings towards situations or other characters, they basically jumped off the page. Everything seemed to be written for me specifically, so I'm sorry to people who don't like it, but the book was written for me. That's not to say you will not like this book. I highly recommend this book. I'm telling you to go and read this book. Next up, we have Alaric. I didn't fall head over heels in love with Alaric the same way I fell for Ren, but I did love Alaric all the same. I love the conversation surrounding Alaric being included in the resistance but never fully welcomed because of the type of nightmare he is, and also his history with Para Warwick. The flashbacks added something really amazing to Alaric's character, and I love how he used his experiences overcoming his self-hatred and pain to learn, and the things that he learned about himself and about the world, to try and help Ren. It went a long way in showing the type of character Alaric is and what we will be seeing in the future. And then the side characters, I either love them just like I love Ren and Alaric, or I hated them with my whole soul and heart and brain and spirit, but I appreciated the way they were written. The characters I loved though, I look forward to seeing them more in the following books. And I look forward to them getting their own dedicated chapter or whatever is going to happen. Just give them more screen time. Let me know them from their own brain and not other characters. Sophia Slade, please, because I love them. Now we move on to the romances, or rather the romantic developments. To begin, I will acknowledge that for the romantic relationships, there could have been some more development. And I'm not saying this because I felt the relationships came out of nowhere, but rather because they were good. But I feel like with a little bit more development, they could have been great. So we know that Ren is bisexual, and in the beginning of the book, she did have a sort of relationship with another female character, another female nightmare, whose name I forgot. The relationship was very short in terms of what we saw. I'm not sure how long it actually went off before the book began, but from what we saw, it ended pretty quickly when we met. Like when we saw the relationship happening, and it was mostly sexual, so it wasn't really a romantic relationship. But Ren, we did see how Ren cared about this other character in one way or the other. It wasn't like she was in love with her, but she did care for this woman. I don't remember her name. I'm really sorry. Ren also did acknowledge that this relationship wasn't the healthiest, but it wasn't the best, just because of the situation they were in, and also because of the type of people Ren and, you know, the other girl was. So I found that interesting. But the main relationship in this book is between Ren and Alaric, and I liked it. I'm not gonna shy away from saying I liked it. I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm a hopeless romantic. I'm a hopeful romantic. Any type of romantic. I love romance. As I said, there could have been more development for this relationship, but I will not allow anybody to say that this relationship wasn't well done or this relationship came out of nowhere. Friendship and the feelings and whatever that led towards the eventual romance, they were built on common ground, because Ren's situation is very similar to Alaric's situations. It's built on common ground with past experiences and history and trauma, and then they had some really good conversations and understanding, so there was a solid foundation for that romance to be built on, and I will not allow anybody to say otherwise. The next romance is between Kane and Isla. This one, I think we got a more in-depth look at the characters going through the different phases of their relationship, because when we were introduced to Kane and Isla, most of the first introduction, except for like 1 or 2 chapters, was them in the human realm in Kane's castle, because they're engaged, right? So most of it was them interacting together. But when we were first introduced to Ren and Alaric, they are doing their own things separately before they come together. So we got to see Kane and Isla from the beginning. We got more of them together than we got of Ren and Alaric. So I think there was a bit more development with that relationship. I think Nightstrider created Root to discuss abuse and trauma, as well as reactions to those situations, as well as how other people can help you in ways that you can't help yourself, but also how you have to be willing to help yourself to actually improve. And I look forward to seeing where those conversations go in the next books. All in all, I highly recommend Nightstrider, and I'm basically chomping at the bit to read the coming book. Regarding liking, commenting, and subscribing, do what you want. Bye.